I love to be able to open up the gates, take you behind where the public has access, and show you all about the work that is being done here. And for all of you who are supporters, because for most of the people out here, I have donors who are supporting the Marine Mammal Center and I have guests. And for all of you who are supporters, thank you. Thank you very much for all of your support. None of the work that happens at the Marine Mammal Center happens without people like yourself. And on behalf of all the patients, let alone all the volunteers and staff, we very much appreciate your participation. So before I get started, I want to go through a few administrative things, and this is for everybody. First and foremost, please do make sure that you did register. As many people who have been on these releases before, same thing has happened this year, which is one of our donors who would like to remain anonymous has found that these releases are a very special part of her life. And in doing so, what she has done is she's offered a matching gift. Anybody who's attended one of these releases, who gives a gift by the end of our release season, she will actually match the gift up to $1,000. The way we will know is because if you have registered and you've given us your email, when you give the gift that we'll be able to match to know that you were here, then we can match the gift. So please do make sure that you register. Second, on the administrative side, this is how this is going to play out. I know I took you guys away from your position. I'll give you a chance to get back there. The animals are just now pulling up into the parking lot. They're going to wait until I am finished. When I am finished, you guys can go back down there. They will unload the 2 animals. They'll bring them down there, and then they're going to coordinate the release. A couple of things. We're releasing California sea lions. They are wild animals, so just from a safety standpoint, these animals can be quite fast on the land, lightning quick in the water. What I need from you all, make sure that when you see the boarders, the people with the shields and the boarders standing in there, your objective is not to try to get in front of a boarder to take a picture. Their job is to make sure they are between you and the animals. So please don't make their job more difficult. The hope, and I will give you fair warning, we're releasing 2 California sea lions. The release can be very quick. We could open the door, hopefully they see the water, and they dart right in. Touch noses and hit off. That's usually what they do, and we see them about 30 seconds later, you see the little dots going off on the horizon. What I don't want to happen, please don't make any loud noises to try to get their attention. If anybody has a dog, and I didn't see any coming in, but if you see any dogs on the beach, please, must be on leash, but certainly I encourage you to pick up the dog. Our dogs they find these very curious animals, and the last thing we want to have is a wild animal encounter with a dog. Lastly, if the animals go into the water, sometimes they may travel a little bit up and down the coast. 2 things. I want everybody to be aware of sneaker waves. I know sometimes with the excitement of the animals, you'll have these waves. Be mindful, every other wave, so to speak, sometimes comes in a little bit further, and you have a large sneaker wave. Please be careful of those. Second, if an animal does go into the water and they go a little bit up and down the coast, our boarders are asked to stay again between you and them. If you are right at the water, that means a boarder has to get into the water to board you. Please don't put them in that situation. In fact, actually, it's a very dangerous one for them. So make sure you do give them space and stay back, okay? That's it for the administrative stuff. Sorry about that. Had to get that out there. For all of you who are brand new, just real quickly, who here is a guest and who has never been to the Marine Mammal Center ever? Ah, wonderful. Thank you for joining us. For all of those who've never been there before, thanks to the guest or the person who invited you if you are a guest, the donors have created. The Marine Mammal Center is up in Sausalito, and we are the largest marine mammal hospital in the entire world. That is to say, we rescue and rehabilitate more marine mammals than any other facility in the entire world. On average, that's about 600 to 800 animals per year. Give you an idea, last year was 1,000. For those of you who have been with me, 2 years ago, it was 1,847 animals. Right now, to give you an idea of what we're encountering, we're rescuing a bunch of California sea lions that are coming in with domoic acid. Anybody remember 2 years ago? Crab season got canceled? Yep. Everyone remember why? Yep. It is this domoic acid. Yep. To give you an idea of the impact of the work that we do with these individual animals, Domoic acid is something that comes from algae. And when an algal bloom happens and a specific algae gives off this toxin called domoic acid, organisms get the domoic acid in them, small fish eat the organisms, bigger fish eat them, and by the time you get to our patients, they're eating larger fish that have a whole lot of bioconcentration of that toxin. Normally they can handle a level of domoic acid, but if that level spikes, it causes seizures and it can kill them. Why did the shellfish, why did the crab season get canceled? It's because people used to die from what's called shellfish amnesia poisoning. Guess what? Shellfish amnesia poisoning is domoic acid. Domoic acid, which was discovered at the Marine Mammal Center in the late 1990s, discovered in marine mammals. Since Francis Gullen discovered domoic acid in marine mammals in the late 1990s, not a single human in the United States has died from shellfish amnesia poisoning. Case in point, when we tell the authorities, they shut down fisheries so it never even gets to your plate. We are about animal care, but it is also research. It's research about what's happening to these animals. Why are the numbers so large and why is it increasing? It's research about what's happening to their food source, fish with toxins like domoic acid, things that we eat as well. And it's research about what's happening to their environment. The oceans where we get 50 to 70% of the oxygen you're breathing right now, it's the ocean, not the rainforest. The oceans where there's 99+% of our biosphere on this earth. I'm gonna stop there for a moment. 99+% of everything living is in the ocean. It's not on land. We're a part of less than 1%. And if you're questioning that, it makes sense. 2/3 of the surface is covered by water, and then it goes three-dimensional, and it goes very deep. 1/3 land, and life doesn't go much more than 6 inches below your feet. 99+% of our biosphere, major source of our oxygen, and you've all heard that cliche, we know more about what's on the surface of the moon than we do in the depths of our ocean. Heard that, right? Does that make any sense? Each of these animals represent information. And while yes, as an animal volunteer, every animal counts. Every animal that I see with a monofilament fishing net around their neck, they deserve a second chance at life. Yeah, every animal counts. But every animal counts not only for them, but for the hundreds of animals who will come to the center because our care for them improves every single day. But every animal counts for even ocean conservation. How do we learn more about what's happening in the ocean, where we get our oxygen, where everything's living? Each of these animals represent an information packet, and we have a unique opportunity to flip through a few pages and learn, not just for them, learn about oceans and learn about our own health. All of this counts. For 42 years, we've been making a difference, and thanks to you all as donors, you've created a facility which not only do we rescue more marine mammals than any other place, the facility contributes to 40% of anything published on the entire subject of marine mammal health that comes out of North America, and education for that next generation. On an annual basis, we have 40,000 young people come to us in a classroom environment. Animal care, research, education, it makes us very unique. And the other thing that makes us very unique, we're 1,200+ volunteers compared to only 60 paid staff. So with that, I want to thank you all for your support, your participation to be here, and for all the help and all the information these animals give to us. Let's return the favor. Help me celebrate putting 2 of these animals back into the ocean, and let's go ahead and release these 2 guys back out there. All right? Thank you. Go on back out to your positions, and we're going to bring down the animals. Yeah. Thank you, Doug. I got it.